So today we are making
Oobleck.
Alright, so all you need to make oobleck is cornstarch
and
water. So when you mix these two together, we're going to make oobleck. You can also add food coloring to make it fun.
Make it green.
Yeah, well, you can make it green or you can make it another color if you like another color. Alright, so to start off, we're gonna try 1 cup of cornstarch, and then we're gonna add water slowly until we get that oobleck feel to it, okay? Sometimes you have to just kind of experiment with it to make it right. So we're just gonna start off with 1 cup of cornstarch. Now, yeah, it could get a little messy, but that's okay, because, you know, science. All right, so I have about 1 cup of cornstarch. Boop, 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 boop. All right,
We're gonna add our water.
All right.
Half cup of water.
And we're just gonna mix it.
Mix.
Thank you, bowl holder.
I know, I'm so helpful.
All right, so it looks a little watery, but with like cornstarch and water, even when you mix it, you can even feel that it's getting hard.
Yes.
Like this. Interesting.
Yes. So with oobleck,
So hard.
it has 2 different types of matter because we have 3 different states of matter. There's a solid, liquid, and gas. And oobleck is really neat because it has 2 of those states of matter. It is a liquid and a solid.
It's pretty magical.
Yeah.
All right. We might just a little bit of water because there's some dry spots.
Just a little bit.
All right, and it can be like kind of hard to mix up because cornstarch. All right, look.
So it looks very liquidy, but it's
Yeah.
hard.
Add a
So
little bit
let's
more.
scoop that in. I think it's just right. So once it all looks really, really hard to stir, I think it's about ready.
So the magic of oobleck
You know what?
is
We forgot to add our
magical food coloring.
Food coloring.
I'm gonna put little drops of green. This is a neon green. A little fun.
Bloop, bloop.
Alrighty.
Mix.
Mix.
Ooh, so hard to mix.
Yeah, probably should have
watery,
put
but
the
it's so hard.
probably should have put the food coloring in the water.
But sometimes it's fun to see the food coloring mix with the water. That's like part of the fun too. So you can add it anytime you want, but you can see how it mixes in. It's really hard. Now, if you go slowly, the magic thing about oobleck is if you touch it really fast, like if you hit the oobleck, it feels like it's hard, it's solid. But if you just kind of lay your hand in it, your hand will kind of sink into the oobleck.
Yeah,
It becomes
so
like a liquid.
I believe it's ready. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like in the bowl. Look, you see how it's moving? It looks like a liquid, right? But if I hit it, look,
So hard.
it's not
That's
splashing or
amazing.
anything. Oh, but look, some of it's coming out.
Yeah.
Look at that. If I leave it alone, it's dripping, but it's not.
And if you put your finger on it and you hit it really hard, right? It is solid like Miss Courtney said. But if you just kind of lay your hand in it, your hand just kind of sinks in it and it
Sinks
feels
in it.
like water.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
And it's
so
super
much
soft.
All right, here you go, Lydia. I'm gonna pour it on your hand.
All right, you guys. So if you want to know the story about oobleck and where it came from, it comes from a book by Dr.
It looks like water, but it's hard.
It does.
It is solid.
It's cool, so you can even see the stripes
Look.
of the.
Ooh, we're getting all messy. So fun.
But it's so funny because it feels like water, but it kind of falls right off your hand. It doesn't really stick to your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it looks like water on the table, like it's just like a puddle of water. It's like spreading out like water, but I can just kind of pick it back up. Look at that. Look, I can just pick it up. I'll just put it back in there.
And it also
See,
looks like
I can
powdery too.
Yeah.
Squeeze it. All
So
right.
that is oobleck. Now, if you want to hear the story of oobleck, because it is actually a Dr. Seuss book.
Yes, by Dr. Seuss, and it's called Bartholomew and the Oobleck. So you guys, this story, it's actually really long for us to read it to you guys, but in short, I can give you a quick little summary while we play with our oobleck. So what happens is Bartholomew, who is our lead here, he lives in the palace with the king, and the king always looks out the window and he sees all the different weather that happens, like rain and fog, snow, and sunny days, and he gets really bored of it, and so he has the wizards that live in the town come over and he says, change the weather, I want something new. So the wizards cast the spell abracadabra-catoo and they change the weather. Well, they say, all right, you wait a couple days and the weather will change. So it starts to rain green blobs.
Whoa.
And the king is like, oh, that's neat. It's different. It could be better. Bartholomew says that's not a good idea. And as the day goes on, the rain gets thicker and thicker and thicker, just like this, until it's raining oobleck balls. And the whole town gets all gooped up, you guys. It gets so gooped up. And Bartholomew kept telling the king it's not a good idea, but now it's too late. The town is all gooped up. The king is now stuck to his throne. He's stuck in his chair. He can't move. And Bartholomew tells him, you should have told the wizards to stop the oobleck from coming. And he tells him, it's all your fault. Now look at the situation we are in. And the king finally feels sorry about changing the weather. He apologizes and says he wished that the weather would go back to normal. And finally it does. And then he has regular sunny days. And the king is no longer bored with the weather anymore, because who wants this stuff coming from the sky? I know I don't. That is very gross.
I don't even know what we would put on our weather chart if we saw this coming from the sky. We don't even have an OOBLECK day. But how cool is that? OOBLECK!
OOBLECK!
So if you make OOBLECK, show us your OOBLECK! Have fun
Look
with
at
that.
that.
It's a cool thing to touch, guys.
It's
a
like
really
it's
cool.
melting, but it's not. I can squeeze it, and then it melts again.
Yeah.
And then I can squeeze it.
See if you can make a little ball. Look, you
and
can make a
then
little
it's
ball with
melting.
it. You're like, oh, I can make a ball with it. And like, oh, it's a ball. But look, and then it
stay.
It
melts.
melts.
And then you can like try it again. And it feels dry, but then it feels wet. It's really interesting.
2 states of matter, you guys.
Yeah. So try it out, guys.
I'm gonna make my ball.
Try to squeeze it in your hand, and then it just like oozes out of your hand.
Easy.
Oh, there's so many things you could do with OOBLECK.
OOBLECK.
Yes.
All
Have
right,
fun
you
with
guys.
Send us a video or a picture.
it. Have fun with OOBLECK.
Bye.